On today's episode, we break down the Cubs' 5-4 loss to the Blue Jays in 11 innings on Monday night. This was a game that represented more of a freshman baseball game than a major league game. We're going to break it all down for you right now.
Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome into Locked On Cubs alongside Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. Raise your hand if you feel like you wasted 3 hours on a Monday night. Actually, it was nearly 4 hours. This game started at 6:07 Central Standard. It'll start at 6:07 the next two nights as well up in Toronto. The Cubs fell 5-4 in 11 innings after leading 4-0 with 9 outs to go. And there's a lot of things to break down here, Sam. Certainly some points of emphasis to zoom in on that may or may not include the manager. But the fact is that Javier Assad's name was called for the second time in a week. He pitched 5 scoreless. He now has 9 scoreless innings to his name to start his big league career. But some weird things with the bullpen and just a poorly played baseball game by both sides.
Good job from Assad. You know, I tell myself these games don't matter because they don't. But as somebody that loves the organization, loves the game, I can't accept that tonight.
Right.
So let's start it out. Let's just go into it, right? So it's 4-0. Ullman comes in, throws a beautiful 6th inning, comes out for the 7th. I'm seeing all the stuff on Twitter of, well, Ross is just seeing which guys he could get 2 innings out of. No, he's not, because he's taking them out right after they give up runs, and there's guys warmed up that are ready to go. If this isn't a 2-inning experiment, then let them finish the inning after they give up runs and see how they respond. That would be a boom boom buzzard sign to me. Oh yeah, he's just testing these guys out. And by the way, like, if you're getting 2 innings from Ullman or Manny Rodriguez next year, there's a good chance you're not a good baseball team. There's not many relievers in baseball that go 2 innings. It's just not really a thing. I get that his hand's a little bit forced here because they played so many games in so many days without an off day. So I'm not going to overreact to it, but like, it just none of that made any sense. Leiter ended up pitching, right? Hughes ended up pitching. So if those guys,
it's a wild game.
So if those guys just, but do you understand what I'm saying, Matt? If those guys ended up pitching, then why not just use them when you're up 4-0 and close the game? The base running stuff, the 2 plays from Reyes were just absolutely, the first one, okay, stretching at first to third, not horrible. The magical one at home is one that my 5-year-olds aren't going to do. And then the last one in extra innings by Reyes is bad. I mean, it's really, really, like, it's so bad that I really feel like you have to have a conversation with him. And then to close it all off, the situational hitting, the bad luck from that hat ball. And by the way, one of the worst umpired games of the year. I mean, some atrocious calls. I'll leave it to you. I'm sorry. I can't pretend that I'm not bothered by that. It's such bad baseball. And by the way, Toronto too, celebrating and wearing their jackets and acting like they're the second coming. Yeah, not really impressed with you guys either.
The Toronto Red Jays, as their uniforms weren't up to snuff either.
That was a joke,
in my opinion.
What a joke tonight was.
It was astonishing. It was an astonishing baseball game, and for that to be called a major league game was really embarrassing. What were you going to say?
And I'm starting to get sick of this. I get we're not a power team, and we have to we have to slap the ball.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't sure where you were going.
Yeah, no, and we have to slap the ball around and all that stuff. But enough with the overdoing it, like we're like it's 1964 and trying to steal home and stuff. Come on, this is a joke.
You must win a game up 4-0 with 9 outs left.
That was a joke.
You
It
have
was a
to.
joke. And you know what? Look, I'll give Ross the benefit of the doubt, but
No.
is it really? Is it really that big of? Are you really gonna go home tonight in your hotel and go, "Oh wow, we got 2 innings out of Manny Rodriguez. That's gonna help us in 23." Just win the freaking game, man. You pitched the lefty. I'm losing. I'm so tired.
Hughes?
Yeah, you pitched Hughes. You pitched. I didn't get much sleep last night. It's
Okay.
Monday. Lighter pitched. Well, just what the hell are you doing? And what is Reyes thinking?
Yeah. Well,
And Morel's not a natural third man. He's so robotic out there. Oh, was that a bad game?
all right. So let's zoom in on Ross right here. Okay,
Ugh.
before we get to the rest of the ball game. Okay, let's get through this here. Because Ullman was impressively quick in the 6th. And he's pitched well this year. That's just a fact. But here's what happened. Ullman pitches well in the 6th, then implodes in the 7th. Manny Rodriguez cleans up in the 7th nicely, then implodes in the 8th. Prior to today's game, if you had to be fair as a Cubs fan, there is only one pitcher on the team the whole year who has proven consistently he can pitch more than 1 inning of work, and that's Mark Leiter Jr. So Ullman goes 1 inning, implodes. Rodriguez goes 1 inning, implodes. Hughes throws 30-plus pitches. So, by the way, are Ullman, Rodriguez, and Hughes unavailable for the rest of the series?
Sure.
Because they pitched over 30 pitches.
And you could have just used Hughes to start one of those innings.
Wait, and that's the part that's and again, maybe add a new bingo square, flabbergasting. Because you did only have 9 outs left. So I get they played a 10th and an 11th. But to see Hughes and Leiter in that game then is just incredibly frustrating.
No, so what he did was he tried to steal the game without using those guys.
So he tried to sneak it in.
Yeah, and then the reverse happened. He ended up probably getting swept in the series and not being able to use those guys the rest of the time because he used both of them. It's idiotic. I mean, there's nothing that you could say about it. Again, the counterpoint, people are going to comment, Sam, Matt, who cares? I'd rather see if Manny Rodriguez could go. And my thing is, folks,
why though? Why?
Manny Rodriguez going 2 innings is not helping the future of this baseball team.
By the way, Manny Rodriguez, and I don't have everything in front of me, but he just started to pitch.
Yeah, it's just
that was bizarre that he even is on the team.
It's just reprehensible,
right?
And it's not. That's not even the most frustrating part for me. The most frustrating part for me is the way they continue to make these gaffes.
Right.
They're the worst base. This is the worst Cubs base running team I've ever seen. They have the only guy.
This has happened pretty much all year.
The only guy on the team that's somewhat fast that steals bases efficiently is Horner.
Yeah.
Nobody else has any speed. There's no team speed here. They run into a bunch of outs. And by the way, all this is being said, they lost to a team that's going to make the playoffs in 11 innings. That's why when I talk about next year, it's like the margins, the manager, M and M, and I ain't talking about chocolate.
Okay, so
what a bad night.
Here's my question, Sam.
Ugh. Yeah, sorry, Matthew. Ask me the question.
And I'm wondering how to phrase this. So
yeah, the answer is no.
How can Ross get better at this, or in what ways can he prove that he's capable? Because part of me is interested in seeing him with a better roster, but part of me is not.
Yeah, but I saw him with a decent roster in 20 in the first half of 21, and I was pretty underwhelmed.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. All I can tell you,
so the jury's out, is what you're saying, or actually the verdict is in, rather.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer, but I
messed up those analogies pretty bad.
I'm not a fan of Ross, and I'll need some convincing next year, and we'll come back and close the book. But for me, it's not even the managing; it's the style of team. There's no. Again, I always go back to this. Ross was brought in because Joe Madden lost the team. There was no accountability with the core. When Ross came in, the core got significantly worse. I never feel like anybody is held accountable on this team.
What's one example from today's game where he should have a convo with somebody?
Reyes getting thrown out at second base in the 10th inning on a bloop single.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
By 8 feet. Or just like the same at bats, like the same called thirds from Madrigal. It's like I guess I'm not there, but it just I don't think any conversations happening with Franmil Reyes. Like, you have a really talented guy that has a chance. There's some real tools there. Is anybody working with these guys, or is it just going to be the same thing? I want to see improvement. Name me one player outside. There's a couple. Steele would be the main one, and Horner, that's significantly gotten better since Ross has gotten the job. Player development is a part of managing. I don't want to get too big picture. It was just a bad night. Let me tell you this: Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, and St. Louis are bad cities.
Let's get to the rest of the ball game coming up next, as we are heading into fall here. And as you gear up for this season, you need the right people on your team to help your small business fire on all cylinders. LinkedIn Jobs is here to do just that, as they make it easier to find the people you want to talk to faster and for free. You can create a job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network with over 800 million people. You can add the hiring frame to your profile and spread the word that you're hiring so your network can help you find the right people. And they use simple tools like screening questions to make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and just the right experience, so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs number one in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/LockedOnMLB. That's linkedin.com/LockedOnMLB to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Sam, in this game, again, a 5-4 loss to the Red Jays. As you're listening to Locked On Cubs, we got over the 1,100 subscriber mark today on YouTube.
I want people to comment below. Am I the only one that goes to sleep tonight irritated?
That's a great question, actually.
Because I know you're not. You're just happy-go-lucky, hosting the show, making your list. I'm upset. And it bothers me. And I will admit, I am a little.
Good thing this show works, huh?
I am a little cranky. I did not sleep well last night.
You actually already mentioned that in today's program.
Yeah, well, I'm forgetful. I've had a long day. It's 10:11 right now, Central Standard. I've been at it. I've been burning. What do they say? I've been burning
the coals.
Yeah, since 7 a.m.
Okay.
It's a long day for me, and it got longer when we couldn't find a way to win a game. I mean, that Toronto. Now we're gonna get swept now, and I'm gonna have the broom out, not in a good way.
Oh, no. A reverse broom?
I'm really upset tonight.
Oh, man. You're right. I am happy doing this show.
No, you're always in a good Chipper Matt, right? Chipper Jones. That's great.
I've never heard that before, Chipper Jones.
How about that rocket by Hap? That's another base running mistake. Velasquez comes in to pinch run, by the way.
He broke right away on contact.
How about where the guys are playing?
And you freeze on a line drive anyway.
He should know there's a guy there. It's just this is so simple.
What I was gonna say was a couple points from this game. Do you have something in your eye?
Can you just
Madrigal 3 hits tonight, Sam? How about that?
You know what? I don't care.
Two hits each from Contreras and Suzuki.
Suzuki needs to. Suzuki needs to be more aggressive. He takes too many strikes.
We've said that before, especially 0-0.
Yeah. Oh, he just takes 190. I'm sorry. Everyone's going to call
No,
me
it's wild.
pessimistic. Yeah,
I've
great
never
game
seen a
from
guy take more
Madrigal.
0-0 fastballs for
I'm
strikes.
so happy for what's the guy's name? Assad.
The best way to improve your two-strike hitting is to attack better 0-0.
Yes, to not get the 2 strikes occasionally.
Right.
When's the last time the Cubs hit a homer?
We asked that last week.
I think Reyes hit one yesterday.
No, the Cubs, yeah. I mean, I think they need never mind. Well, yeah, no, Assad, again, 5 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 1 K. Horner made a nice play defensively again.
Yeah, he had a nice
then,
defensive game.
Higgins, 2 out, 2 RBI double.
Higgins
as a
can't
pinch
hit.
hitter.
Higgins is Higgins.
That was in the 6th to give some insurance before the Cubs blew the lead.
Higgins is 2 for his last 612.
And Morrell at third base is just he's very strange. He's robotic. A mystery over there.
No, he's just one of those guys. He's very toolsy. He could do a lot of things. He's very enticing with things, but he doesn't have a position where he looks like a natural. Everything's robotic.
Doesn't have a position.
I mean, if you're watching on YouTube when he throws the ball, it's so choreographed. It's not natural. It's not, who could play third is Matt Chapman.
Hey, he's been great since his time with the A's.
Can that guy glove it and sling it over there? Oh,
right. Yeah, no, the way he throws is very odd. I mean, we've talked about McKinstry's throws too, but
there's a word for it.
Herky jerky,
like mechanical, like overly mechanical. It's just not natural.
I thought robotic was fine.
He doesn't look like a baseball player when he throws to third.
Wow, does he look like Justin Fields?
No, but Justin Fields 14 of 16, 158, 2 TDs.
I love how you just roll into it.
Go Bears.
Bears 3-0 in the preseason. So Marcus Stroman against Kevin Gossman on Tuesday and TBD against Mitch White on Wednesday. Those are both 6:07 Central Time first pitches. So you think the Cubs are going to get swept?
Yes.
Okay. And any chance that Hayden Wisniewski could pitch Wednesday? Because I know there was some chatter last night.
You would know that information better than I.
Well, it's just strange they don't announce the starter yet. Are they going to pitch an opener? Well, who's going to start the game? Brandon Hughes?
No, maybe they'll start that guy Farrell.
Jeremiah Estrada. Farrell, right.
You're going to see those guys tomorrow. Yeah, the Stroman to Toronto thing seems like he's well-liked up there. He'll be excited to start. That'll be fun.
He'll be excited, yeah.
Yeah, right. Look, the future's bright. This game, I'll be over this game in 48 hours, but, I just love
48 hours.
I love the game of baseball.
Why not 24?
The
series has to be over. That's
gonna stick in my craw for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
I believe it's sticking in your craw, but that's fine.
What did I say?
I thought you said crawl, like crawling on the ground.
I said stick in my craw.
I thought you said CRWL.
No, there's no L there.
L is what the Cubs did tonight.
Yeah, no, there's no L there.
Good transition by me.
Yeah, it's better than the jury still being out on something we already know.
Whoops. Okay, well let's highlight some good things. Okay, coming up next.
Please, anything.
We've gotten some good feedback. Monday's episode with Ohtani, and then the Sosa episode, Sam, from Friday. So we're going to do all that next. We close out the show here on Locked On Cubs, and we're on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. And Sam, the reaction with the Ohtani episode, which is doing really well. It's actually, and again, find that on YouTube and join in on the comments still there. Mixed reaction, I would say.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
But it was interesting to see some trade proposals, because my biggest takeaway might be that the Cubs just have a ton of quality prospects. It's in your face, even for a superstar. And what a jolt Ohtani would be as the Cubs continue to build their next great team. So I thought A lot of good feedback there.
Yeah, and I wasn't surprised. Don't. I didn't know that you were going to still go into that. I thought you wanted me to say something.
Oh, about what?
No, I just because like you opened your mouth like I was interrupting you. I didn't know. I'm tired. The Cubs got
Oh, no,
beat.
that's okay. That's
Madge
okay.
will go with a base hit.
So, and then we had a Sosa episode on Friday,
People were upset.
and there was a lot there. Like, this is Dustin on YouTube. The way the Cubs treat their former players is a joke. 90% of Cubs fans ages 25 to 40 became fans because of him. I
Right.
can't disagree with that.
Yeah, and some people were calling me names for what I said. People, that's the
Where
fun.
was this happening?
Oh, go look at the comments.
Oh, boy.
Somebody was like, I'm not bringing back that cheating. You know what?
Oh, I did
whatever.
see that. I did see that.
You know what? That's the beauty of a topic like that. People can agree or disagree. It's called controversy. That's fun. It's not fun to come on here and agree all the time.
Sure.
I think Sammy Sosa should be honored. If you don't, tell me why.
Yeah,
What's the voice? What's the voicemail? That's where you go. It's 84 something.
Oh, yeah. I haven't done that in a while. Thanks. Yeah. Listen, if you want to
312
outside of YouTube,
834-4634.
there's the number right there to text or voicemail. I'm starting to learn how to add voicemails to our program here, so you could stay tuned for that, as they say in the business. And then I wanted to get to Eric in Indiana. Sam, thank you for the episode about Sammy Sosa. 2004 was a very disappointing season for the Cubs. Chip Carey and Steve Stone both left the Cubs TV booth at the end of that season. Sammy Sosa also left the team on not so good terms. Many people were hoping the Cubs would get to the World Series in 04 after that great 03. If Sammy was a part of the Cubs team that went to the World Series and maybe won in 03 or 04, then I have a feeling he would be honored at last and welcome back to Wrigley. I do understand that Cubs fans grew up watching Sosa play for the Cubs. The reason why the Cubs from the 16 team will be honored is because they actually won. Well, yeah, I mean, if Sosa was on some teams with higher pedigree, perhaps he would be more forgiven quickly, but there's still some muddy waters there for sure. But thanks, Eric, for your text.
Yeah, Eric, the 2004 Cubs, you can make the case, is the second most disappointing team in the history of Chicago sports. The first one's playing right now on the south side of Chicago. That Cub team went 89-73, actually a game better than the 03 team, but of course they added Domar. Everyone thought it was the year. And yeah, Sosa left. I mean, look, it was an ugly breakup with Sosa and the Cubs. He did things that for sure warrant an apology to a lot of people. My take on the situation is it doesn't cancel out the good. He didn't make 3 different years of 60 home runs worth of mistakes. He just didn't. The cork bat was ugly. The steroids and lying about it was ugly, just like everybody else, including David Ortiz, who's now in the Hall of Fame. The leaving I think he left the game early with Baker in 04 was ugly.
Yes.
All of it was ugly. It wasn't ugly enough to erase 98, 99, and 01. It just wasn't. 66, 63, 64 home runs, MVPs. From 1998 to 2002, he was the second best player in baseball, and the only reason he wasn't the best is because the other guy had the greatest run in the history of the league, and that was Barry Bonds. So I don't know. It's a fun debate. I'm glad people don't all agree with me on it because that's boring. I hear both sides. My dad disagrees with me on it. My dad watched the episode, texted me, said, "You're wrong on this one." I said, "All right."
There you go. It runs in the family, perhaps. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for Locked On Cubs on YouTube and smash the like button on all your favorite Locked On Cubs content, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your shows. And remember, you can leave us a voicemail or drop us a text like Eric did, 312-834-4634. Thanks for making Locked On Cubs your first listen every day. Now make your second listen the Locked On MLB podcast. Paul Francis Sullivan brings humor, passion, unique perspective on every team and the biggest stories around the league. We'll see how Sam recovers. He's right there. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.